It looks like Champagne Poppy will be going on Joe Budden's podcast soon. He basically alluded to it by following Mal, Rory, and Joe Budden. Now, it was a long road to get here. They had a lot of beef in the past couple years. Mainly competitive, just friendly competition beef. But let's give a rundown of that. But, I would love to hear... It would be interesting to hear Drake with Joe Budden because Joe Budden gives an interesting perspective on everything, more so than your average media personality because he's looking at it from a rapper's perspective. He's diving deep in dissecting the lyrics, like differently than anybody else can. So let's break down this one. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. LuxuryStreetMusic.com. Make sure you go check out the new single by South Dope Boy for Life. You can go get it in the link below. Also, there's a link to a children's book and a fictional thriller down below. LuxuryStreetMusic.com. And if you want to run ads in the channel, jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Well, Joe Budden and Drake, they might be finally friends again. They started off as friends. It got to some competition in around 2016. It came to a head. But here's a breakdown now. Basically, Joe Budden dissected views. He said, I love Drake. I'm a Drake fan. And, he goes down and sounds like, he said Drake sounded uninspired and kind of broke everything down and said 40 sounds amazing, but Drake, you do not sound inspired. Now, I like views, but Joe Budden definitely broke it down.
That's my point, Rory. Stop. You're helping me prove my point. For a nigga that is crowned king of introspection, right? He's been at the top of this music game for years. What has he told you different from Take Care to this album? And if that was never more visible than this album, when I'm riding listening to 1 through 8, my nigga, and it's the same thing told not as dope as you already fucking told me. It tells me somebody needs... I could not feel what he was saying. And for me, when I got to...
So he gets to the point where he's uninspired. Now, this kind of set Drake off on another thing. So Drake released a snippet from French Montana's Mac and Cheese 4 No Shopping single where he says, he starts it off, pump, pump it up. And then he, in reference to Joe Budden, then he basically disses Joe Budden. So Joe Budden said, let's not jump to conclusions. Then 4 p.m. in Calabasas drops, and he talks about congratulating his frenemy on sounding inspired. He snapped now. Even if he dissed me and puffed the whole time, he ain't sound that inspired in a minute to me. And Joe Budden, broke this down, and then he said he snapped just now. Even if he dissed me and puffed the whole time, he ain't sound that inspired to me. Okay, so he took the bait. Then it got to crazy where Joe Budden just went on a rampage, dropping 4 back-to-back disses, making a murder drops. Then Meek Mill responds to Joe Budden's Drake diss. Liking it, no alliances with Meek. Then Joe Budden throws Twitter jabs at Meek Mill. Then the wake drops. Then Joe Budden tweets and deletes at Drake taunting him for not responding to 2 diss records. Then No Shopping drops in full. Settled diss Joe Budden. Then Joe Budden responds Twitter. Not very funny memes. Then Joe Budden responds on Wax with Afraid. Then French Montana vouches the fact that Drake was not referencing Joe Budden on Not Shopping. Obviously, French Montana was lying. Then Joe Budden responds on Twitter with that. Joe Budden responds again with just because. And then OVO, fans run up on Joe Budden's property. Everyone remembers Joe Budden chasing down the car with all the memes. And then Drake trolls him. He follows the one kid who shouted out his social handle while getting chased down Joe Budden. Now, Joe Budden reveals that... the track knockdown OVO. Joe Budden said he got a DM from Drake inviting him to a concert, and now we're here. Okay, so it's interesting. But anyways, guys, I don't know if I bored you with this, but it's pretty cool that Drake and Joe Budden can sit down and on Joe Budden's podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think? It's Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to add to the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Peace. LuxuryStreetMusic.com. Make sure you go check out the new single by South Dope Boy for Life. You can go get it in the link below. Also, there's a link to a children's book and a fictional thriller down below. LuxuryStreetMusic.com. If you want to run ads in the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com.